That's why I don't worry about folks about, oh, they talking about you. The Bible said, be not deceived, God, whatever a man sow, that shall, whatever goes around, whatever you ish out, that's what you're going to come back to you. You better be careful how you treat people, baby, because you might be entertaining an angel unaware. It's best to treat everybody right. Love your enemies. Bless them that curse you. Do good to them that hate you. Pray for them. Oh, y'all don't like me up in here. Y'all don't like me up in here. I'm finna get on that cross. Somebody better talk to me up in here. So he took Peter, James, and John and brought them to a high mountain by themselves. Boy, isn't that something? I told y'all why he did it. Because they were going to what? Experience some stuff. And they needed to know that God had, Jesus had. He had all power. Y'all got it? Watch this and now. Let's go into it. I see three things. I see the vision. I see the visitors. And I see the voice. I hear the voice. What it is? The vision, the visitors, and the voice. What I see in this passage? The vision, the visitors, and the voice. Let's look at it. Are y'all ready? Let's look at it. Look what it says. When he led them into a mountain, and the Bible says, there, verse 2, there he was transfigured before them. His face shone like the sun, and his clothes became as white as light. And what he when Jesus took Peter, James, and John, what he was transfigured before them. His face that shone like the sun, and his clothes was white as the light. Can you imagine that? Peter, James, and John looking at Jesus. And guess what happened? He was transfigured. He took another image. Sometime God will show you, Jesus will show you something about him that you couldn't see unless you was in the mountain. Did y'all hear what I'm saying? See, a lot of us hang in the valley too much. You ain't going to see nothing about him, but he got to bring you up into a... Did y'all hear that? See, I don't know about y'all. How many of y'all in there have had any mountaintop experiences? Huh? When you saw Jesus, but you know what happened? He transformed himself in another way that you couldn't even recognize. Because you know what happened? God always, let me tell you something, he don't always show you himself the same way because you might get bored with him. So he transfigured. Every time he bring you up to the mountain, he'll show you something different about him that you didn't see when you was down on the ground. Somebody better talk to me. That's why I got to every church, when I go to church, I got to come to the mountain, because when I come to the mountain, I see something different about God that I don't, oh, somebody better talk to me, that I couldn't see at my house. He was transfigured. He was, his face was shining like the sun. His clothes was light as the light. Watch this here now. Because no, see these type of experiences can only happen on the mountain. That's why all of us ought to yearn to have a mountaintop experience. Did y'all hear that? Look, now I'm going to ask you a question, but I don't want you to lie about it now. Don't lie. How many of y'all really, don't lie now. How many of y'all really have had a mountaintop experience that you saw something about God up on the mountain that you could not see in the valley? How many of y'all have had in the mountaintop? Now, don't lie. Don't raise your hand and say you did and you didn't, and you know you didn't. How many of y'all done had a mountaintop experience? How many of y'all, just raise your hand. I know it's not many, but how many of y'all done had a mountaintop experience? 1, 2, 3. Okay, now the next question. What did y'all see? That's when everybody get quiet. Don't get quiet now. You just say you had it. You just say you know. What did you see? What did you experience? Because if you had an experience, you ought to know what happened. Am I right? If you ought to say, yeah, I said, what you saw? You say, oh, I forgot to put my hand up now. I didn't know he was going to ask that. What did you experience? What did you experience when God brought you to the mountain? Peace, comfort, victory. All right? Because God have a way of showing us things about him that we could never see in a natural. See, that's why people, let me tell you something. That's why people don't have no confidence in the church, because they'll never see God the same way. You understand? Why you think people get bored at the church and no one come every? Know why I keep coming every Sunday? Know why I don't miss no time from church and Bible study? I preach 2 times every Sunday, sometimes 3 times. Go to church all the week, and know why I never get tired after 30 years I've been doing this stuff? Because every time I go, I see something different about God that I didn't see on last Sunday. Because if I would have seen the same thing every Sunday, I would have got bored and stopped going a long time ago. But every time I turn around, I see something. And know what happened? Know what happened? And I come this Sunday. You know what I see? I see somebody who can bring you through some wind and a storm. Somebody better talk to me. I come on the next Sunday, I see somebody who can heal your body and pick you up and turn you around, place your feet on solid ground. Somebody better talk. I come on next Sunday, I see somebody who is able to take your enemies and make them come one way and leave out 7 ways. Somebody better talk to me. Every time I come to church, whatever, and I come the next Sunday, I see somebody down, but God just pick you up. Somebody, every time I come to church, I see somebody just about to give up, but God said, no, when you to have a breakthrough, you got to have a breakdown. So he picked you up. Somebody ought to talk to me. Look, so his face was white as lightning. His clothes, his face did shine as the sun, and his face, his clothes, was white like the light. He was transfigured. That means he took on another image. Huh? Watch this in now. Just then, there appeared before them Moses and Elijah, and Jesus was talking to him. Who there was? Moses and Elijah, and Jesus was talking to Moses. Wait a minute here now. Wait a minute, that's some strange stuff. When I read that was some strange stuff. Because remember, when Moses was leading the children of Israel out of Egypt, the people started complaining and murmuring because they didn't have no water to drink. You remember that? And they told Moses, said, look, we want some water. We want some water. You should have left us back in Egypt where we had water. And the Bible says Moses went to God, said, Lord, he said, these people are stiff-necked, they're rebellious, they worry me, they aggravate me. They want some water. What you want me to do? God said, Moses, see that rock behind you? Moses said, yes, Lord. He said, go tell the children of Israel to meet you at that rock. And when they cry out for water, you hit that rock with that rod. And Moses said, okay, God. Okay, thank you. And Moses went and told the people, he said, look, y'all want some water? Y'all stiff-necked and rebellious people? Y'all want some water? Come on, drink. And boy, Moses was mad at the people. And Moses had that rod in his hand, and all the people gathered around that rock. Moses said, y'all want some water? When he got to that rock, he said, he hit that rock twice with his rod. When he hit it, water